E un saluto a tutti voi ragazzi dello Scumbar, bentornati sul mio canale per poterci inebriare di bellezza videoludica con una nuova piccola puntata su Syberia The World Before, che abbiamo iniziato questa settimana, ultimo capitolo della saga di Syberia, protagonista Kate Walker, che sta cercando informazione dopo tutta l'avventura che ha vissuto per raggiungere la Siberia e per tornare dalla Siberia, per l'appunto sta indagando su un quadro che lei ha trovato mentre era prigioniera per conto di un gruppo di filonazisti, potremmo dire. Un quadro dove è raffigurata una ragazza che le somiglia praticamente, parecchio, e la sta cercando per l'appunto indizi alla città di Wagen. La storia di Siberia si dipana su due si, viene raccontata su due linee temporali diverse. Quella nel passato nel 1937, per l'appunto con questa ragazza che si chiama Dana Rose, e nel 2005 con Kate Walker. Ok, il mio viso non mi è nuovo. Ciao Peter, ribentornato. Quindi, siamo pronti? Continuiamo, stiamo fino alle 9 insieme, facciamo una piccola puntata per poter andare avanti con Siberia The World Before e lanciamo la nostra sigla. Ok, lanciamo Siberia. Vediamo un po' come continuerà questa storia. A me sta piacendo parecchio. Diciamo che sono sempre stato un amante della saga di Siberia. Soprattutto i primi due capitoli per me sono bellissimi. Ho giocato il terzo, che è uscito 13 anni dopo la fine del 2. E per certi versi mi è piaciuto, per altri no. Mi è sembrata una cosa un pochino troppo forzata. Anche se la storia ovviamente prende un altro tipo di percorso. Questo qua, che comunque chiude quello che è la storia più che altro di Kate, mi sta piacendo parecchio. Ha recuperato molto terreno dopo il terzo. Allora, nell'ultima puntata avevamo sbloccato la possibilità di saltare tra una linea temporale e l'altra. Allora, quindi noi adesso possiamo selezionare
Looks
sempre
like I'm out of options
Kate
here.
o
I should
Dana.
check on what Dana did in 1937 while she was here. It might show me a way to open the coffer.
Quindi l'obiettivo di Kate è quello di aprire la cassaforte. Lo dobbiamo fare con
The
Dana.
coffer is right there, darling.
Allora, vediamo un po'. Dobbiamo aprire lo stesso baule nel presente. Vediamo un po' cosa c'è qua. La chiave di Junta.
Dana, be a darling and put the key somewhere safe. You can't be too careful with these mountain people, especially with that little Lenny sniffing around my equipment all the time.
I think you ought to know. On the night we first met, when that horrible Huss made such a fuss, I caught Lenny playing with one of your camera lenses.
I knew it. I just knew she was rummaging in my things. I'll make that little brat sorry we ever met. Believe me.
Where do you normally put it?
I have a little hiding place over there.
Ok, quindi la mettiamo qui. E sicuramente poi nel
Is
presente
this
la
where you want me
troveremo.
to put the key?
Yes, there's a dear.
It's a handy hiding place. Who made it?
Oh, Herr Gustav. He knows only too well. Just need to finish preparing for the
Quindi
filming
adesso
tomorrow.
nel
Then
presente
we
la
can
troveremo
chat
questa
away
chiave,
to our
sappiamo
heart's
dov'è.
content. If you could just fetch me a new roll of film from the darkroom, then we're done.
E poi mando le fotografie della pizza direttamente su Telegram. Allora, entriamo nella camera oscura. Prendiamo una lente. Pellicola vuota. Ok. Prendi la chiave dal nascondiglio di Yunta. E intanto gli portiamo la cosa, la bobina alla tipa. Ma credo che sia al lavoro, Peter, in questo momento. Mi sa che oggi ha avuto il turno massacrante. Ha analizzato tutti gli eventi del passato descritti nel documento. Continua però a indagare questi avvenimenti. Tutte le informazioni che ti servono per proseguire nel 2005 sono a tua disposizione e scoprirle. Quindi,
Darn it. The end of Yunta's notes. Impossible to know what happened next. But maybe I can figure out
quindi
how to
tutto quello
open
che
the
noi vediamo
coffer from what
su
I've read.
Dana, questo collegante, è perché Kate sta leggendo dei documenti nel presente. Quindi questo è semplicemente...
Darn it. The end of Yunta's
Ecco,
notes.
quindi io non posso
Impossible to know.
continuare gli eventi di Dana. È come se lei prende e legge la lettera, anziché che la leggo io, la vediamo sotto forma di flashback dove è interattivo. Carina questa cosa. Quindi c'è un nascondiglio. Eccolo qui.
Get away!
Ecco la chiave. Adesso andiamo al baule di nuovo. Se ti ricordi, Peter, i giochi di The Room, ecco, praticamente Syberia The World Before è letteralmente ispirato come puzzle
I'll need a key to
a
open
The
it.
Room. E questa cosa mi fa impazzire, mi piace da morire, perché in effetti è proprio
Where
inerente.
can I find the combination for the mechanism?
La combinazione del meccanismo. Trova la combinazione della soluzione dell'immagine. Dove la possiamo trovare? Filmati di Yunta.
Vaughan Refuge, 1937. Yunta's films, taken during... This one says Lenny, director. So I guess Lenny did get to make her film after all.
Ok, abbiamo trovato una cinepresa, quindi forse potremmo visualizzarla da qualche altra parte. Ma c'è ancora la camera oscura allora qua, dietro
According to
l'armadio?
Yunta's notes, there was a room on the other side. I can't reach it anymore, but Dana could. According to Yunta's notes, there was a room on the other side. I can't reach it anymore, but Dana could.
Chissà se magari Dana...
Did you take the photos of the athletes? You're not often lonely then.
Well, look at our sweet little whip.
Magari c'è un indizio proprio nella camera oscura su quei 4 simboli.
I love your photos.
Ah, well, they each represent an element of mountain wildlife and flora I've photographed recently. I use them as a sort of checklist.
A checklist, huh?
Una lista di controllo. Ecco, per esempio, secondo me queste qua sono... è la combinazione, che è uno stambecco, un fiore, le montagne e i pini. Ha funzionato.
No.
Va bene, riavvolgimento. Ok. E poi qui si mette quella là vuota. Ok. Ah, questa è una squadra che nel 1937, mentre Dana lavorava in questa sorta di chalet su una montagna, sulle montagne, questa squadra era stata incaricata di cercare, facendo come dire, un'escursione in Cina, stanno cercando l'anello mancante della catena evolutiva dell'uomo, quindi quell'anello che c'è tra l'Australopiteco e l'Homo sapiens. E quindi loro praticamente si trovano in questo chalet prima della loro partenza. Molto cinematografico comunque, vero Peter? Lui è a capo della spedizione e diciamo che è nato un amore tra lui e Dana, un colpo di fulmine. Sì, sì, molto bello, sì. Effetto pellicola praticamente. D'altronde stiamo proprio vedendo una bobina fatta con una di quelle vecchissime cineprese di quei tempi, che ovviamente suono non ne avevano, no? Ah, ecco chi ha fatto il quadro, gliel'ha fatto lui. Questo è il quadro che Kate ha trovato sul treno mentre era prigioniera dei fascisti. Il Super 8, sì. Che carini. Ok. Vediamo, facciamo cambio di bobina perché c'è l'altra
Interesting
pure.
footage. Let's see what's on the other
Ecco,
reel.
vediamo l'altra bobina, dai. Passiamola. Ah, posso interagire? È in prima persona proprio. Fantastico, questa parte proprio si può interagire. Comunque le musiche di questo gioco sono meravigliose. Proprio tutta la colonna sonora di questo gioco mi sta piacendo. D'altronde è realizzata da un grande compositore di colonne sonore videoludiche che si chiama, mi pare, Ion Zur. Ah, ok. Stavano discutendo tutte e due.
Lenny didn't say she filmed a fight between Dana and Leon. I'd better go back and see her to find out about it.
Infatti dobbiamo tornare indietro. Aspetta, aspetta, aspetta. C'è qualcosa forse in questa scatola. Vediamo. Ah no, questa già l'avevamo vista, scusa. Questa già l'abbiamo vista. La lettera di Hans Vorarlberg. Questa è la medaglia di Lenin. Ok, vabbè, dobbiamo tornare indietro. Scendiamo. Andiamo a parlare con la tipa.
Demoiselle Lenny, I saw the film you shot of Dana and Leon.
So Junta kept it. She got so cross when she discovered I'd rummaged through her stuff. She most certainly had secrets of her own, that one.
I know it was ages ago, but can you recall what happened between Dana and Leon that day?
You do like flogging a dead horse, don't you, Fräulein? But as you please. Since Junta never let me use her camera, I decided not to ask her anymore. Like that, she couldn't say no, could she? And that's when I heard them arguing.
Torniamo indietro. Ok.
How could you agree to this, Leon? How could you?
I told you I had no choice. The local guide for Baltayar can't do it anymore. He got injured.
There are plenty of other guides in Wagen. Why does it have to be you? Just tell them to find someone else.
Look, Dana, I didn't want to tell you, but
But what?
Frank Huss, that brute from the other night, he's the one that made the call here. In other words, he's taking revenge by sending me to the other side of the world with the Origin expedition. And he said that if I refused, something might happen. Not just to me, but to you as well.
What do you mean?
You know what I mean. You're a Vegarian and so are your parents, right? Well, Huss says it won't be long before the Brown Shadow is in power, and he made it clear that something was brewing, and that you and your parents would be first on the list.
What list?
I don't know, but it can't be good. Then he said that other Vegarians would follow.
Dear God.
Dana, darling, the world's gone crazy. Promise me you'll be very careful. It will be all right if you just watch yourself and what you say. I've asked Junta to stand by you just in case. It won't be long, darling. Half a school year at the Music Academy. I'll be home for Christmas. Promise. Oh, come here now, my pretty Edelweiss.
Don't call me that. You know I don't like it.
It's true, though. That's exactly where you are, my pretty Edelweiss.
If you keep that up, Leon Kobatis, I'll find you a nickname too.
Go on then.
All right.
Allora, premessa, lei è una vageniana, sarebbe un abitante di Wagen, questa città che qua non si vede in questa puntata al momento, ma è una città letteralmente pittoresca e strapiena di questi automi della famiglia Vorarlberg. E i Vageniani sono perseguitati da quali chiamano coloro che appartengono all'ombra bruna, ma in realtà è chiaro, palese riferimento che questi sono fascisti e i Vageniani sono ebrei, quindi diciamo che il riferimento storico è quello, anche se siamo nel 1937, quindi già il nazismo si sta diffondendo sempre di più e due anni dopo sarebbe scoppiata la seconda guerra mondiale. Insomma, allora vediamo un po'. Lo chiamiamo amante alpino. Va?
Your nickname will be Alpine Lover from now on.
All right, but maybe you ought not to say this in public. Beautiful, isn't it? I could stay here forever.
There, Fräulein Walker. That is all I have to say. I hope this time you have what you need to continue on your journey.
Thank you, Demoiselle Lenny. But there is just one more thing. You mentioned a music academy? They must have ledgers and archives. Maybe I'll be able to find out whether Dana left an address there.
Well, it hasn't moved. It's still in Wagen. Go to the musicians' district. It's right next to the musical square. That's all I can tell you. So if you don't mind, Fräulein.
Thank you. Then that's where I'll continue my search.
Is it really worth your while to keep looking for Dana? Is it not just another pipe dream, Fräulein? I get the impression there have been others.
I prefer to look at it as a calling. Besides, I don't have much choice. Thanks to you, she's a part of me now.
As you wish. I hope you find what you are looking for.
Thank you again. I've got everything I need from here, I guess. Best get back to the guest house. Get some rest. I'll go to the music academy first thing in the morning.
Allora, qua abbiamo finito, quindi possiamo andare via. Dobbiamo tornare al tram, alla fermata del tram.
I found her, my sweet Katusha. The girl in the painting. Her name is Dana. Dana Rose.
That's nice, Kate. Real nice.
I'm gonna find out who she was.
Questa
Just
era
like
una
I
ragazza,
promised you.
Peter, che
Nothing more than a good
le
old
faceva
adventure to
compagnia in
forget the
cella
grief,
quando è
I
stata
guess.
rapita dai fascisti all'inizio di
You should
questa
go, Kate,
avventura.
or you're gonna miss the
Solo che
tram.
lei si c'è molto legata. Però per poter scappare da quella prigione, lei ha sacrificato la sua vita. Che una guardia le aveva sgamate mentre fuggivano e diciamo il colpo di pistola se l'è beccato lei.
There will always be a train for you.
Ok, stiamo tornando a Wagen, così anche la vedrai tu stesso. Comunque ha una fotografia eccezionale, guarda. È uno spettacolo per gli occhi e anche per le orecchie e per la musica che l'accompagna. Allora, torniamo alla pensione.
Oh, gosh. What a day.
Nella birra anche dove si trova, perché non mi ricordo dove che si... forse è questa? Non so cosa voglia dire, però vabbè. Ah sì, giusto, era proprio la pensione. Vai a letto, va bene. notifica
Vaughan Institute for Forensic Science and Medicine. Charming.
inverno del 1983. È un flashback di cosa? Di Kate questo, evidentemente.
Is that you, Katie?
Yes, Mom! I mean, who else can it be? Looks like Mom's friends came over again last night. She's been seeing them a lot since what happened to Dad. Maybe too much.
Cosa è successo a suo papà?
Oh, hello, Munchkin.
Hey, Mom. You forgot your music box.
Be careful with that, please, Munchkin.
Where'd this come from?
I already told you. Your grandma and grandpa gave it to me when I was little.
Doesn't look like it's from New York, though.
I don't know. Must have been in the family forever.
I just love it.
You've always liked it. Ever since you were little.
Will you give it to me when I'm big?
Maybe, if you're a good girl, when I get old.
So when will that be then?
Later, Katie.
But when?
In a very, very long time, I guess. When I'll be gone.
Dear Kate, wherever you are now, despite the sad news it contains, I hope this letter reaches you in time.
Oh, give it a rest, Olivia. Ah, what the hell? You want me to call you Olivia? Fine. I've survived worse criticism.
Usa introspezione. E qual era introspezione? Aspetta, qual era quella tecnica? Ho dimenticato come si...
I shouldn't put it off. I better call Olivia while I have the courage.
Introspezione, che qual è? Che cacchio era? Aspetta. Ovunque tu sia ora, nonostante la triste notizia che porta con sé, mi auguro che questa lettera ti arrivi per tempo, affinché tu possa organizzarti per tornare a New York. Tua madre Sarah Walker è venuta a mancare a scorsa notte al Mount Sinai Hospital. Da diversi mesi la sua salute continua a peggiorare. Di certo la morte ha posto fine alle sue sofferenze. Il funerale avrà luogo giovedì della prossima settimana. Abbiamo posticipato la cerimonia perché tu possa raggiungerci. Sì, questa qua l'avevamo letta all'inizio del gioco.
At this hour, I doubt I'll be disturbing anyone if I use a phone booth at reception. Who do you think you are, Olivia Foster? It's easy to judge and lecture me from New York. You know nothing about what I've gone through, of what I've had to endure
Ah
since
no,
leaving Hans.
introspezione mi pare che... ci sono dei punti di meditazione. Tipo che ti puoi sedere da qualche parte, riposare e riflettere. Però non mi pare che... Vabbè, comunque il telefono, il telefono, il telefono.
This is not the time to surf the web. If I don't call Olivia now... Don't know why I should be so nervous about making a simple phone call. I mean, hey, I've crossed Europe, been in all sorts of danger, and yet look at me here. I'm worrying about talking to my former best friend.
Ah, vero, la Olivia è la sua
Oh,
ex
and I
migliore
think I used to
amica.
spend my
Ho
life on the
dimenticato.
phone gossiping with her. So what do I risk? Criticism? The one who missed her mother's funeral because she was breaking rocks at the bottom of a mine. In any case, Olivia hasn't stopped criticizing me ever since I left Valladolid on Hans Vorarlberg's train. I'm the one who should be criticizing her. I mean, come on. Isn't she the one who took advantage of my absence to get her hooks into Dan? Now look at me, mulling over old grudges. That's exactly what I wanted to escape from when I decided to go with Hans in his train to Syberia. And then there was the departure with the Yukon tribe, their seasonal migration. Come on, Kate, for Christ's sake, stop procrastinating. Just make the darn call and get it over with.
Hello? Hello? Mr. Kenton, is that you? Who's there, please?
Got your letter, Olivia.
Kate, I sent it 2 years ago.
I know, things have been complicated.
Complicated. I see. And so when are you coming back to New York? You know, to visit your mother's grave?
You know I can't come back, Olivia. I'm still wanted by the police over the sale of the Vorarlberg factory.
Oh, I haven't forgotten, believe me. If only you knew how much the accusations hurt your mother. Visits from the police, the requisitions, and just when she was diagnosed, too. And yet the poor woman never stopped hoping that her daughter would come back one day. Or at least call to help her in her final days.
I don't have to justify myself to you, Olivia, or to anyone else.
Kate, Okay, listen to me. I thought you had plenty of time to think about how you abandoned all of us. Me, your mother, Dan, or even that poor Mr. Canton. And maybe felt at least some remorse.
Che lei ha deciso di mollare tutto per aiutare Hans Vorarlberg a raggiungere la Siberia.
In the sky and ignore those who care about you.
I get why you're mad. Do you think I'm not mad at myself?
Well, I hope so.
But there's nothing I can do now to change what happened. It's over, Olivia. All I have now is the woman in the painting.
Oh, Kate. I should have known. And I should never have asked you to call me. Goodbye, Kate. I hope you find whatever it is you've been looking for these past 3 years. One thing's for sure, though. You wanted to be alone. And that's how you're gonna stay.
Pesante. Mm.
let's go, kiddo. Another day, another page. A new day in Vaughan. I must take the tram to that music academy where Dana Rose was a student in the 1930s. With a bit of luck, they'll have kept her records. Demoiselle Lenny told me the music academy is near the musical square. Maybe Frau Wagner can tell me more.
Oh, hello, Miss Walker. Miss Walker, did you sleep all right?
Fine, thanks.
Now, is there anything you need?
I'd like to go to the music academy. Can you tell me how to get there?
You just need to take the tram northbound to the musical square.
Is there anything I should know about the academy?
To tell the truth, it's a little glum nowadays. Especially when you think it was once the jewel of the town, where students came from all over the world to perform on the musical square, you know. Pity. It's since lost its panache of old through lack of students and means.
Everything seems to link the person I'm looking for with the Second World War and the rise of the Brown Shadow.
Terrible times were those, my dear. Especially when Vaughan was occupied after the annexation of Ostertal. Thank God I was born just after the liberation.
I see. But I guess you had to grow up with the after effects of those events.
Oh yes, dear. There was a kind of conspiracy of silence where everyone suspected each other, even their close friends. Did any of them
Sta
collaborate
parlando
with the
della
enemy?
persecuzione
And if
nazista.
so, was it through like-mindedness or simple cowardice? Were they responsible in one way or another for the arrest or death of a family member?
Oh, it must have been awful.
A terrible time, really.
Well, the person I'm looking for is from the same generation.
You'll just have to hope she managed to survive the madness then.
I went to the Zilberspiegel Refuge yesterday. Oh, magnificent.
I won't disagree with that, Miss Walker. Those mountains are the pride of the town, just like old Lenny.
Why are people so proud of Lenny?
She was a resistance fighter in the Second World War.
Oh, I had no idea.
Lenny Renner might be a grumpy old spinster, but to us she's still a heroine. Pity the same can't be said of her father, though. Still, everyone has their cross to bear, as they say.
What do you mean?
No point gossip-mongering. The war was a dark time in Vaughan for everyone, see? Best not stir up old memories.
Well, I guess I should get going. Thank you for your time, Frau Wagner.
Feel free to ask if you have any more questions.
Ok, allora raggiungiamo l'Accademia della Musica. Andiamo ad indagare ulteriormente. Va in tram al quartiere dei musicisti. Ma forse l'uscita è di qua. Forse. Chi è l'uscita? Ok, abbiamo sbloccato l'Accademia della Musica. Viaggiamo fino a qua. Una notte movimentata abbiamo sbloccato come achievement. Ok, proseguiamo. Andiamo all'Accademia della Musica. Dovrebbe essere addetto sulla piazza. Mi sa che abbiamo ritrovato Oscar.
Put me down!
Oscar? Bet you can't catch it! Don't you dare! Put it down! Right now! Alright then. Oscar! Are you alright?
I had a bit of a bumpy ride, but I am glad to see you, Kate Walker.
Oscar. Oh, I've missed you so much.
I say, this display of emotion is most unreasonable, Kate Walker. I do hope you don't plan such profusion every time I change bodies.
It's just that I've been worrying about you. Where were you, Oscar?
Well, the mechanical instinct of my host took me for a ride, all across town. It took me the whole night to tame it, and that's when I bumped into those little rascals.
Yeah, lucky I was in the area, huh?
Quite. So, Kate Walker, what has happened since we parted at the Balaton River?
Maybe we should just sit down for a second, Oscar. This might take a while.
Allora, Oscar praticamente è il suo compagno di viaggio sin dalla prima Siberia. Nel primo Siberia era semplicemente un automa che aveva realizzato la famiglia Vorarlberg, forse il più senziente che avevano realizzato. E fino a quando poi nel 2 si è dovuto scomporre
I see, Kate
per
Walker.
lasciare l'esoscheletro ad Hans Vorarlberg perché era ormai in condizioni che non riusciva più a camminare e quindi il suo corpo di metallo aiutava ad Hans Vorarlberg a raggiungere la Siberia. Le era rimasto a Kate come ricordo il cuore meccanico di Oscar, che è riuscita nel terzo ad impiantare in un altro automa che a sua volta comunque è servito solo per pochissimo tempo e le era rimasto ancora una volta solo il cuore di Oscar. Ora qui a Vagan ha trovato questa sorta di palla dove l'ha potuta inserire e abbiamo potuto vedere che in realtà era un armadillo meccanico e ora Oscar è all'interno di questo armadillo.
You must think I'm crazy, huh?
Ha la
Running
forma
after that
di
girl
armadillo.
Dana who must have died ages ago.
Well, Kate Walker, you know I have difficulty understanding illogical thought patterns. But in the end, what I do understand is that you need to find her. Is that correct, Kate Walker?
Yes, that is correct, Oscar. I'm glad you're taking it so well.
I don't see any fundamental difference between crossing Europe in search of mammoths, traveling on ostriches in an irradiated zone, or following your double. These are not things an automaton such as I take into consideration.
Any other thoughts, Oscar?
Well, I guess I could ask you where we are heading, but truth be told, it doesn't really matter. I will follow you wherever you lead, and for as long as you require my services, Kate Walker. That's what an automaton does.
Thank you, Oscar.
Oh dear, I hope you're not going to become physical, are you?
No, I was just going to give you a pat on the back.
I would rather you refrain from having such thoughts. I am not a dog, you know. Whatever next?
Anyway, we'd better get going, Oscar, and you'd better keep out of sight.
Oh dear, I don't suppose I have any choice. Is it really necessary for me to be shut up in here, Kate Walker?
Sorry, Oscar, but I don't want to run the risk of losing you again.
Ok, ritorniamo. L'obiettivo è sempre quello. Accademia della musica. Ok.
Strange. I can't open it like this. It looks like it's been mechanically sealed.
A causa della prossima informatazione dell'orchestra meccanica della Piazza della Musica è severamente vietato suonare questo pianoforte fino a nuovo avviso.
I don't think I'll be able to open it directly.
Wow, bella, eh?
I
La
only know
scena...
Dana as a waitress at the refuge, and yet everything seems to fit with her here. Not hard to imagine her coming here to the music academy to study. And who knows, maybe Leon waited for her outside one day as a surprise after returning from his Baltayar expedition.
Quella dovrebbe essere l'Accademia della Musica. Questa qua con tutte le finestre sprangate. O a meno che non è quella là sotto, vediamo. Allora, egregi signori, ai sensi della disposizione dell'ufficio del fisco, ingiunzione 136.2, vi si notifica un avviso di sfratto e l'avvertenza di liberare entro e non oltre il 26 novembre 2005 i locali di proprietà del comune di Wagen da voi attualmente occupati. Il motivo dello sfratto è il seguente: mancato pagamento dell'affitto dovuto ai corrispondenti arretrati richiesti. Ok, devo sapere evitare lo sfatto tramite il pagamento tutti i criteri per la scadenza di questo avviso. Vabbè, prende hanno chiuso l'accademia per
All
sfratto.
these letters. They
Solleciti
look
di
like letters of
pagamento.
formal
Ok.
notice. Probably haven't been paying the bills for some time.
Mm. Posso fare una telefonata?
Guten Tag.
What now?
Ma che...
If you're from the council, you can come back when I'm not so busy.
Oh, sorry. You startled me.
So, now what do you want? Council minion?
I'm not from the council. I'm just a visitor here. I came because I was hoping to look at the file of a student from the 1930s.
Oh. I'm sorry, It's just that I haven't time for digging up old files from 70 years ago. I have way too much to do here, you understand.
I can tell you're a little overwhelmed. Where's the rest of the staff? Or maybe a student could show me.
You are standing in front of the rector, and the only employee of this academy. My name is Maximilian Mahler, and it falls upon me to manage everything on the premises. The maintenance, the archiving, and the lot before we close next month. So, if you don't mind...
I'm very sorry to hear that the academy is
Sì.
closing. And I can see
Ciao
you're
Peter.
extremely busy, but
Tanto
I've
io
come
penso
such
che
a
fra
long
20
way to see it.
minuti staccherò.
I'd be so grateful if you could locate it. It's really important to me.
And so is this place important to me, too. And
A domani.
I would
Domani
love to hear
mattina
the
con
mechanical
Tomb Raider
orchestra
2.
play one last time before the academy closes. But, alas, I can't, can I? Unless,
Unless what?
well, you know.
All right then. So if I get the mechanical orchestra going, you'll get me that file, right?
Oh, of course,
Ah, devo attivare
Fraulein.
l'orchestra meccanica.
Of course.
Ok.
Okay, I'll give it a try. Believe it or not, I have seen mechanisms like the one on the square before.
Well, in that case, I promise to give you the file in return for your services.
Thanks.
But I must warn you that the square has undergone some transformations over the years, and some parts of the mechanism may be difficult to get to.
Don't worry, I'll make myself thin and slide between the cracks.
You'll find some of them scattered around the square, and some of the others you'll find in the clock tower. Now, if you'll excuse me for a second.
What are you...
Now, what is the name of that student you're interested in?
Rose. Dana Rose.
And what were the years she attended our illustrious academy?
In the 30s. 1937, to be precise.
Oh. And here it is. And here you will find the annual inspection reports of the mechanisms by Frau Beckmann.
Frau Beckmann?
She was the rectress of the academy during the years you spoke of. These are from 1937. You see, I have a marvelous memory regarding archives. This is why I have chosen Frau Beckmann's, because there's something in here regarding that Edna Droz you spoke of.
Dana Rose.
Quite. You will also find some sheet music with annotations. This is the Hymn of Bargain, which you must play on the piano on the square in order to activate the Orchestra of Automatons. Once you have fixed the mechanisms, of course. All right then, Here you go. What are you waiting for?
I wonder what it's supposed to represent. The report that the rectoress of the academy filled in with the help of Dana back in the Music Academy Inspection Report, October 12th, 1937.
Today, I was due to inspect the musical mechanisms that enable students to give a public display of their talent and enable us to showcase the quality of our teaching to the people of our beautiful town. Like every year, I needed a volunteer from our students to help me during the inspection. And this year's choice was obvious.
Casualmente chi poteva essere?
I'm fine, really.
Well, you're looking off color, darling, and on edge.
No, it's just that I haven't heard from Leon since he left with the Origin expedition from Kantar. And also,
Well, we've got company. You'll tell me later, Dana, darling. Meantime, be good and stay safe.
You too, Yunta.
Is everything all right? You look under the weather. We don't want one of our best and brightest to fall ill now, do we?
Thank you for asking, Frau Beckmann, but I'm just a little tired, that's all.
And who was that lady?
Just a friend I met this summer.
You do keep some surprising company, Fraulein Rose. Anyway, I have something for you that will take your mind off things.
Oh?
Would it interest you to see the mechanisms that enabled you to perform so brilliantly here last spring?
That would be wonderful.
Good. Come and join me at the kiosk when you have a moment. But don't be too long, though.
Ok.
Come and see, Fraulein.
Incredible.
Isn't it just? You see these flags? Each mechanism housing for each musical automaton on the square is represented by one of these flags.
Fascinating.
Today is the day they are being serviced. Each mechanism has been inspected by an Academy maintenance man. In theory, they're all functional. But if you like, you can go and see these maintenance men on my behalf and fetch back their respective reports. You would be doing me a big favor, as I have to inspect the piano in the kiosk. And also, it will give you a chance to take a peek at each of the automaton mechanisms.
Thank you. I'd be delighted.
Now, take this. You'll need it to open the maintenance room that leads to the most impressive mechanism of all, that of the clock tower.
Thank you, Frau Beckmann.
Do you have any questions before you go?
When the mechanical orchestra played along with me last spring, it was incredible. But how does it manage to play at the same tempo as the piano? It was almost like in a dream.
Oh, it wasn't dream work, Fraulein, but clockwork. The piano is connected to the mechanism that you are going to inspect, and the hymn of Wagen played on the keys. That's what sets the rhythm and the intensity of the performance, and that's what triggers everything else.
Do you know who built the mechanical orchestra? My father told me it didn't exist when he was young.
They were built by a strange young French inventor by the name of Borrelberg some years ago. From what I heard, he was visiting Vargan while en route to the east, just after the huge fire that destroyed the town. He was moved by the legend of Vera Schönberg, that virtuoso who died in the fire, so he offered his talents to rebuild the city and create the mechanical orchestra.
What happened to Vera Schönberg? My mother always says it's the saddest story.
And she's right. You probably know that Vera Schönberg was Wagner's most famous musician at the beginning of the century. But her legend was truly born the night she performed a cello concerto, right here on the square. It was also the night of the worst fire in Wagner's modern history.
And Frau Schönberg, she died in the fire, right?
She did. As well as all the other musicians and the entire audience. They were surrounded by flames, trapped on this square.
How dreadful.
Dreadful indeed. But according to the legend, Vera Schönberg kept playing Wagner's hymn until the very end. She understood they were all doomed to die, and her music brought them peace of mind during their last moments. This automaton you played with last spring was created in her image as a final tribute.
I had no idea.
Well, now you know all about the legend of Vera Schönberg. Was there something else, Fräulein Rose?
I'll go and see the maintenance team.
Good. Thank you, Fräulein.
You can tell, Frau Beckman, this automaton still works correctly, but it's so...
I can hardly believe I held my concert here just 6 months ago. 6 months. Seems like a lifetime. So much has happened. Meeting Leon for a start. It would be so good if you were here now. I love receiving his letters since he left to Baltear with the Origin expedition. The way he described Kantar, the capital, made it sound like a city from a dream. We've said so much on paper. And I love to read between the lines. But since the expedition left Kantar for the mountains, no news. I just hope he's okay. The maintenance man said it was functional. I shouldn't touch it.
Looks like the rector was right, Oscar. I should be able to find the mechanisms he wants me to repair, by following the circuit Dana described in the report.
They would still need to be accessible to us today, Kate Walker.
Glad to see you haven't lost any of your legendary optimism, my dear Oscar. Excuse me. Hello?
Now what?
There's just one problem. Even if I do manage to fix all the different parts of the mechanical orchestra, I still have to play the piano properly, and I haven't played piano since I left junior high. My mom bought me one when I was a kid, but it really wasn't my strong suit.
There's no need to worry. You don't need to be a virtuoso to activate the mechanism. The mechanical orchestra will come out if you play all the notes in the right order. Regardless of the rhythm, you just need to know the basics of music reading.
I'd better get going then.
Quite. Good luck with the mechanisms, Fraulein.
So that's the famous Vaughan Music Academy? It's not what I was expecting.
Allora, vediamo di provare a riparare qualcosa in questa piazza. Allora, uno dovrebbe essere qui, che è dove avevamo lasciato Dana. Ok, vediamo Dana se ci può dare una mano. 1973. Ok, torniamo a Dana. Vediamo bene CGDA.
Something's wrong. Come scendo questi? Ah, ecco, infatti. Allora.
Ok. Allora. Uno l'abbiamo sbloccato,
You seem
ok.
to be on the right track to successfully completing the service the rector asked of you.
Thanks, Oscar. But I still have to find the other mechanisms.
Andiamo di nuovo da Dana.
Oh, it had to fall to me.
Ehi, hai già finito di mangiare? Ah, ok. Sto qualche altro minuto e poi stacco. L'obiettivo è quello di riparare nel presente il... Ah, ecco.
This looks complex.
I meccanismi della piazza. Intanto vediamo se...
I don't think they mentioned this code, and given the condition of that door, it should give way if I force it a bit.
Impossible, Cable.
Something's wrong.
Questo è lo schizzo cromatico. Vediamo se ce ne sono altri.
The report that the rectoress of the academy filled in with the help of Dana back in the 30s. According to the present rector, I should find all the information I need to repair the mechanisms on the square.
Forse l'ideale sarebbe... Tanto questo l'abbiamo aperto. Beh, a meno che
The
non...
connection between this mechanism and the other ones on the square. Something's wrong.
Qualcosa non va. C'è qualcosa che non...
It won't work.
Forse c'è qualche oggetto da recuperare. Sicuramente, essendo che si è rotto qualcosa. E poi io altre cose non ne vedo. E allora facciamo che... Andiamo di qua. Dove si trova Rose? Aspetta, lei dove si trova in questo momento? Fosse...
I don't believe it. Because of that van, I
infatti
can't
è
get to the
dietro il
mechanism.
furgone.
I'll have to find a way to move it.
Che per il passaggio il meccanismo dietro il camion.
Looks locked. I can't go in.
Magari quel proprietario è dentro al bar.
Guten Tag.
Guten Tag, Fräulein. What can I do for you?
How come the square is so well known?
Because of the mechanical orchestra there. It used to be quite the attraction. Every year, the Academy's best student would play along with it, as did renowned musicians from around the world.
Oh, that sounds intriguing. Is it scheduled to play today?
I'm afraid not. Several years back, the town council discussed computerizing it. But the plan never went through, and no one has ever heard its music since.
Do you know anything about the Wagen Music Academy?
It's the large building across the square there. Used to be quite renowned worldwide, actually.
But not anymore?
Well, from what I gather, hardly anyone studies there nowadays. I wouldn't be surprised if it were closed.
Well, what happened?
Budget cuts from the town council, I guess. The academy can't be very lucrative.
I see. Thank you. I should go now.
Auf Wiedersehen, Fräulein. Come back again.
Allora, vediamo se magari c'è qualcosa. No, penso di no. Va bene. Mi sa che dobbiamo salutarci qui. Il nostro obiettivo sarà quello di ripristinare i meccanismi della piazza e quindi di suonare poi il pianoforte al centro della piazza, che sarà uno spettacolo abbastanza bello perché l'abbiamo già fatto nel passato proprio a inizio gioco ed è veramente una scena, una gioia per gli occhi. Do un'ultima occhiata in giro.
Wow. Pity I don't have time for some sightseeing.
Molto bella, molto bella.
The telephone number of the company is written on the van.
I seem to recall seeing a telephone in the music academy.
Ah,
Kate Walker.
ok.
I need to find the owner.
Ok, vabbè, ho un indizio per la prossima volta. Sappiamo che devo telefonare a questo numero di telefono per far spostare il coso, il furgone. Va bene. Vediamo se posso salvare qua. Vabbè, avrà salvato in automatico. Ultimo salvataggio. 1 minuto e 15 secondi fa, va bene. Allora ragazzi, Peter, grazie per la compagnia di questo pomeriggio. Io continueremo sicuramente Siberia la prossima settimana. Faremo in modo di finirlo entro venerdì. Non so neanche a che punto siamo con la storia, ma penso che siamo... non so se siamo a metà, vedremo, darò un'occhiata. La storia è molto bella, molto affascinante e penso di aver davanti veramente l'ultimo grande capolavoro di Benosso Calle, che purtroppo non è più tra noi. Noi ci vediamo domani mattina con la Dosmenica, con Tomb Raider 2, continuiamo l'avventura di Lara Croft e vediamo un po' come andrà. Va bene, usciamo. Vi auguro un buon proseguimento di serata a tutti e a presto. Ciao ragazzi.